Well, hello there. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about prohibition in the United States. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then by all means, stay tuned. Let's get started. So the 18th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States, which of course prohibited the manufacture, sale, and transportation of alcohol, was in effect from 1920 to 1933. And this amendment, which was passed during the Progressive era, might have seemed like a good idea at the time, but it created more problems than it solved. Before I continue, let me just say that the Progressive era was a period of major social. In 1933, the 18th Amendment was repealed, and the 21st Amendment was ratified, which basically just repealed the 18th Amendment. And if you want to watch another video, this one right here is also really good. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. And so that, my friends, is the end of the story. Well, actually, that's not the end of the story. We could talk about this for hours. But since I don't want to sit here and waste your time, I'm just going to leave it there. One of the main reasons for this is that the amendment created a black market for alcohol. Since alcohol was still in demand, but could no longer be produced or sold legally, people were forced to turn to illegal sources for their alcohol. This led to the rise of organized crime and also made it very easy for criminals to make a lot of money. Another reason why prohibition failed is that it was simply unenforceable. The government did not have the resources to stop the production and sale of alcohol illegally. And as a result, people were able to obtain alcohol pretty easily if they wanted to. And lastly, prohibition failed because people simply didn't want it to succeed. There was a lot of opposition to the amendment from the beginning, and that opposition only grew as time went on. People began to realize that the amendment was not making society better, and in fact, it was creating a lot of problems. And political reform here in the United States that lasted roughly from the 1890s to the 1920s, and it was during this time that many social issues were targeted for reform, including alcohol. Many progressives believed that alcohol was the root of many social problems, including poverty, crime, and domestic violence. And so it was during this time that the temperance movement really gained a lot of traction. And the temperance movement was a social movement that sought to limit or even ban the consumption of alcohol. The Women's Christian Temperance Union, also known as the WCTU, was one of the leading organizations during this time. And they used a variety of tactics to promote their cause, including lobbying, education, and even picketing. And one of the main arguments that they used to promote their cause was that alcohol was responsible for a lot of social problems, including poverty, crime, and domestic violence. They also argued that alcohol was harmful to the health of individuals and families, and that it was a threat to the overall well-being of society. Now, they believed that by banning alcohol, they could solve all of these problems and create a better society for everyone. And as a result, the temperance movement gained a lot of support and ultimately led to the passage of the 18th Amendment. But as we know, the 18th Amendment did not solve any of these problems. In fact, it probably created more problems than it solved. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it.